No, what's your line? Oh. Yes, sir.
provision of the college statutes and regulations of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria that induction be conducted for medical students that have met all requirements, both in learning and character. And 34 of our medical students having met the requirements, sir. That's why we are here gathered today. And the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria has approved that induction be conducted for 39 final year medical students in Ekiti State University, Ado-Ekiti. I have the pleasure to invite the provost of the college, Professor James Olusegun Bamidele, to the microphone to present his welcome address. Thank you.
The university management, the council and the senate of the State University, our members in the College of Medicine, the guest lecturer, our medical elders, our dear parents, I welcome you all to the induction ceremony of our medical doctors of our College of Medicine at the State University. Today, these young men and women who started the journey about 10 years ago are about to become medical doctors. The College of Medicine went through turbulent periods from its inception about 1999-2000 till the year 2018. It was not until 2019 that God finally remembered the college. We thank Almighty God for this. Today we are reaping the fruits of the labor of our founding fathers, giants who, despite the difficult circumstances surrounding the birth of the college, succeeded in establishing a college that is built on excellence, justice, and equity. A college that can stand among its peers in terms of teaching and academic rigor. I thus give kudos to the provosts who have piloted the affairs of the college before me, Professor David O. Bola, Professor George J.F. Esson, late Professor Akiyemi Marawi, and Professor Kennedy S. Uluwadia, from whom I took the mantle of the college research. I also remember the contribution of the pioneer deans, including Professor William Odesami and Professor Adeyinka Afolayan. It is on the shoulders of these giants that the college stands. These great professors believe in the college mission and vision. They work hard and still continue to support tirelessly and steadfastly to making Eksu compare and compete favorably with other medical colleges in and outside Nigeria. I am glad to add now that the college has added BSc programs in anatomy and physiology to its undergraduate portfolio. Executive and regular MPH programs in public health to the postgraduate portfolio, as well as a diploma in mortuary services in anatomy department. Likewise, we have a functional medical education research unit where innovative ICT technique is being used to enhance traditional modes of learning. Dear parents and teachers, look at this junction, ask all the graduates to stand up. All the doctors, look at the fruits of your labor and be proud of them. We gave a group of well-trained medical doctors in them. Among them, we have 3 distinctions, including 2 in pharmacology and therapeutics and 1 in surgery. Not bad for examinations that were closely monitored by external examiners representing the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, the body regulating medical education and methods of and the medical profession in Nigeria. Please sit down. I thank the parents of the students for their perseverance and support throughout the years. When funding from the past government fizzled out, they supported the college by agreeing to pay accreditation fees, even twice, that hugely helped in the preparation. In addition, their advocacy was instrumental in highlighting the plight of the medical school when the going was very tough. I want to thank the present and past staff of the college for their hard work. Even when conditions of service were far from ideal, they persevered. I remember that during the COVID-19 lockdown, they were always available. I did also express my apology to them for driving them so hard. I hope they forgive me today now, seeing that we have achieving our goals. And the students appreciate your hard work. I thank the past and present management of the State University Teaching Hospital for the role they played and played during the training of our medical students and preparation toward various accreditations that we went through together. I am indeed happy at the level of cooperation between the University Council and the Management Board of the Teaching Hospital. We are grateful to the other Vice Chancellors, Professor Dipo Kolawole, Professor Patrick Ano, Professor Samuel Bandile, and Professor Ulubumi Ajayi for the part they played in the growth of the college. The current Vice Chancellor, Professor Edward Orlando Kwepo, was God sent at this time. He was chiefly committed to the success of the final administration of the MDCN to the college that eventually led to granting full accreditation to the college. We are all proud today that our College of Medicine has finally come to stay. I repeat, we are all proud today that our College of Medicine has finally come to stay. We finally got what is good for our university and for the state. On behalf of the College of Medicine, I thank the VC, seriously, the university management, and the chairman of council, Professor Bamitali Abonle. We are grateful, especially to the visitor to our university, for his interest in all things concerning the college. The visitor has played a very vital role at a very crucial time in the life of these 34 young men and women by helping them to achieve an important milestone in their life. Now to the graduating students. You are on the threshold of the next chapter in your study. From now on, your life will not be the same again because you have become a member of a noble profession. Mr. Photographer, please leave that place. Because you have become about to be inducted into the medical profession by the registrar of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, ably represented by Dr. Henry Okonkeye. Mind you, being a medical doctor is great, but it comes with a huge responsibility. My dear young colleagues, in a few moments from now, we'll be taking the oath of the profession. Do not take it lightly. In a way, it is the most important aspect of your training, for it encapsulates what your peers and patients expect of you. That gives you your dignity in the society. It is the conceptual basis of why your patient, a total stranger, will grant you access to his or her most private thoughts and the most intimate parts of his or her person, while your patients will allow you to play God to their lives. Therefore, you must know your limits. You must consult with your medical colleagues and seniors whenever important medical decisions should be made, especially when you are in doubt. Above all, you must be ready whenever necessary to make prompt, I may repeat, prompt and appropriate referrals. Please remember, there is never a wrong time to do the right thing. And also, there is never a right time to do the wrong thing. I strongly advise you to always be faithful to the knowledge, skills, and values that are learned in this medical school. My dear new colleagues, it is your world, and I wish you well. My ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for listening.
Professor Edward Oladipepo. You've given these young ones, the doctors of today, the medical graduates, a good Christmas gift. And we are indeed very grateful for that. So at this junction, I would like to invite the chairman, who is our Vice Chancellor, Professor Edward Oladipepo, for his remark. You're welcome, sir.
There's no way my employers will be sitting down in front of me and I will not give them the due recognition. I'm not only my friend and brother, Professor Olushemanimode, the General and Council, thank you. He didn't pass the essay. All other professors who are here, senior members of the university community, of course, the people officers are seated there, the other professors is there, we will also be there. I recognize you, sir. I recognize sir. My education is very I recognize you. The IG from the Kusuma, the Bossa. I see, and what you recognize. You must agree. You also recognize. Yes, I recognize the leadership of the Akademi Union of Universities. It is a great pleasure and honor to stand before this distinguished audience as we are in a few minutes time to witness the inaugural ceremony of the 2019-2020, the second set of our medical students to the local profession. Like the provost of the college, he mentioned in his statement or in his speech. The first attempt to examine the body of medicine, like the state government, was conceived in year 2001. But unfortunately, that came to an abrupt end. Because the government at that time said he did not have the resources to fund the medical school. And some of us who are here will recall that we needed to make frantic efforts to get some of the students who were already admitted to that program to other institutions. So that was the first attempt. In 2008, the same went again in the bid to resuscitate the aborted dream of establishing the body of medicine, signed the statute which established the college. And of course, that was then passed into law by the state House Assembly and then assembled by the Victor Joanna University. The body set of medical students who are about to be inducted was an issue Eksu University, the 2010-2011 academic session. And by the grace of God, have now successfully completed their program. I will spend 10 years instead of 6 years. And that is why I will really want to appreciate the provost of the body of medicine. He is not like my friend. You know this man, you know the way sometimes they do this work of the provost as if there is something extraordinary or as if there are peculiar benefits. They do it with the passion he desires. That is the way these two gentlemen are working. And I thank you because I said that the provost body of medicine, we nearly had our capitals. Because whoever that knows me, we know I'm a man of due process. I also say I'm happy that someone who has spent 6 years is now spending 10 years. If I'm happy, that means I need to examine my psychiatrist. So, when we got from the body language of the team sent by the medical and dental council, of course, all of us were excited. And because all of us tell us to just kick start the process of the graduating you, and I said no. I said no. I said we will follow due process. One, the Yorubas and the representative of the election of everything will partly for this. I was somebody back at the world that I get to translate data. One thing to like the Buddha, who will be the Kukamara. And I was going to propose. We already have a signal that we are going to get this accreditation. But don't let us fail in the enemy. That's all. And I think all of us now are very happy today. And the parents are also happy. And the doctors too are also happy. So that is where we will walk here. I wish you know that the present government in the state, under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. John Kyle and Simone, in concern with the national vision, was able to identify the blessing through the provision of the required fund and support, which of us led to us being granted the final accreditation by the medical and dental council of Nigeria. And I think also those who did admission to that. The number was now. We can decide to place our medical phone autopilot. And when Dr. Sanusi was here, I told him, I said, as a vice chancellor, I will not wait until NBCN says we are coming to accredit you before I begin to do the needful. And I told him, my vision is to make our own medical school here the best in the country. That is my vision. And with God, that is achievable. And the provost can bear me out. I actually told him, I said, Mr. Provost, of course, we are handicapped in terms of finance. But if it is just even 1 million that we can be putting into the college, periodically to get some of the things we need. Don't you think that would be better? I say yes. And that is exactly what we have been doing. We are constantly been getting funds, no matter how country, into the College of Medicine. And will continue to do that. Because the State College of Medicine has finally come to stay. And by the grace of God, henceforth, as students in the college will be graduating as and when due. That is a promise. Come and witness another induction ceremony. The university administration, like I said, will continue to be proactive in its quest to ensure full attention of all its academic programs. And it will interest us to know that all the programs that were presented for application since I came aboard as Vice Chancellor got full application, including law. And law had the highest score. I did not have about 92.4% or thereabouts. Yes, still not law. I think you will be happy now. And let us say I did not know that again, we are trying to do the needful, and the grace of God, we are going to also have full application, answer of middle education, which by also the grace of God will also give an increase in our quota of the LDD program. I have just said, I have been writing the 24 young men and women who are distinguishing themselves. I want to bring up in character and line. That is the order. Not line and character. I know the direction we are doing the same. So, you have to do it. Character plays over time. So it's not the other way. They are not actually in the room. It is how the family in character. If you are a genius in academic programs and you are efficient in character, you will be able to that is it. So it's character first, and then learning follows. So that this young men and women as a follower, and I think I've told before that we actually made the description. The one that was told earlier, the only one had the description told me. So I congratulate all of you, and I also thank God for your lives. It will be highly frustrating. But I know you begin to compare ourselves to the police who went on their futures for the same program. And the question, they are already going to tell that why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? But to God be the glory, that narrative has now changed to sweet melody. And we thank God for that. I want to use this one to accompany the hands. The support of the register. Another official of the Millennium and Council of the Beginning for the College of Medicine of our university. I cannot appreciate the board, management, and the teacher director, and other staff state university hospital, Eksu, for the level of efforts and partnership in ensuring his own work relationship with the university. The mutual relationship rolled out the distance between our university and the hospital has already yielded the more desired results culminating in today's event. I also want to thank the Senate of the Federal Hospital Community who was appointed as for accepting some of the first set of our people across the country at the hospital. And we also look forward to the state Eksu. And that was the CIB of Eksu is there. We don't know where the guy is there. Please, we also still be in Iowa to help us employ to please employ them on the outside in hospitals. And I think we'll follow that up with the letter of appeal with the two CFPs. You and I cannot be here this morning. The fact is, today's program is NBCS program. And that is why I want to use this to actually thank my brother, the representative of the registrar of the NBCS, for finding time to be part of this program. I am aware that medical colleges from our bond service is a little bit. But in physician, distinguish himself of access from others by the of hard work, research, and not also required in the treatment of patients. Therefore, like I only do, my children who are about the body, to know that providing healthcare is not one aspect of being a physician. Physicians, we are regarded as healers, serious, health outbreaks, scientists, and caregivers. So, do all the good, with me of human kindness, to fulfill the democratic hope that you will soon take. And I want to also have a bit more on the advice given by the rules of what you listen. Some of us are victims of carelessness and wrong decisions taken as a purpose. That's why, please try and consult as widely as possible before you make some critical decisions. About it, because you know you do what when it already happens, and I'm going to do something to carry from someone, very people who want to say, oh, I want to go to court. Because what people say that, what can I do? If I don't go to court, will we bring that line not so? And the answer is no. So please try and consult as widely as possible. And God will surely be on your side always. You are graduating from medical school at the period that the entire world is experiencing the ravaging COVID-19 pandemic with its attendant consequences on the head of caregivers. Of course, the second wave is there again. In fact, our medical practitioners, it is my own prayer that the Almighty God will always keep you safe as we describe the sciences to the society and humanity. While congratulating the second set of our medical doctors for hearing their claims, I charge you all to be good ambassadors of the university and always remember to make new contributions to our matter. And before I I also want to congratulate the parents, the guardians, and the sponsors of these young men and women for your support, for your love, for your patience, for your perseverance when we are having those challenges, in the medical school. So I congratulate you all, and God will give you blessings. We continue to abide with you. So please, thank you, and God bless you.
It is my honor and privilege today to have our father, my mentor, Professor of Medicine, Professor Ayodele Babatunde Omotoso, to be off service. He's already started. A round of applause for him. The transition of Professor Babatunde Omotoso. Was born into the family of Chief J. Oluwole. Was born into the family of Chief J. Oluwole and since receiving Tinuola Omotoso of Southern Quarter, Ijori, Ekiti, about 55 years ago on January 22nd. Education. He started nursery. And primary school in 1961 at Pride Church School in Jeremy, and completed it at Methodist School at Akure in 1966. Thereafter, he had a 1-year stint at St. John Modern School in Loro in 1967, before proceeding to Douglas Memorial Grammar School in Jeremy for his second post-division between 1968 to 1971. Passing his life with grade 1 distinction. He worked briefly as a primary school teacher and later a research assistant in 1973 before proceeding to Federal Government College, Odogo, for his HNC. In both schools, he was library prefect and the assistant house captain, respectively. After his primary, secondary, and higher education with the Ijero district in the then Western State, he won federal scholarships and he completed all the schools with distinction. I think he deserves a round of applause. He then proceeded to the medical school of Nigerian prestigious Premier University of Ibadan in 1975. Also, as a federal scholar, he graduated in 1980 with an MBBS degree with faculty prize and best student in physiology. After completing the mandatory NYC in Futswa, Kaduna State in June 1982, he completed his residency postgraduate training in internal medicine within the shortest record time, 4 years, between October 1982 and October 1986, with the award of the Fellowship of the West African College of Physicians. He had further post-fellowship training in non-invasive cardiology as a Commonwealth Research Fellow at Topkins Hospital and the Royal Infirmary, both in Glasgow and Glasgow, Scotland, between 1991 and 1992. He also attended many training programs, workshops, and seminars on medical education, topical and professional issues and management. He was a member of the 2004 Institute of Foundation for the Advancement of International Medical Education and Research, FEMA, in Philadelphia, United States of America. where he completed a 2-year fellowship in medical education, also with distinction in 2006. He was subsequently elected into the fellowship of the American College of Physicians in 2010 and the fellowship of Nigerian Cardiac Society in 2000 period. Professor Ayodele is a unique teacher, a father to lots a generation of medical students, and also a mentor. He has worked as a medical educator, lecturer, at the University of Illinois since 1983. I'm sure quite a number of our graduates are not born yet. He worked initially as an associate lecturer until July 1987, when he joined as a lecturer 1, and he moved through the ranks to become a professor of medicine in October 2000. He is also a consultant physician and a cardiologist by excellence. So the University Teaching Hospital at Illinois since the same day. And he has trained many consultants, of which I'm one of them. And some of them are professors today. He's a father figure to many of us. When Professor Ayodele calls you, you feel on top of the world. Thank you, sir, for all that you did to us. Thank you. He has held several professional and administrative positions within and outside the University of Illinois. He has among several positions and committees, being the Faculty of Health Science representative in the Senate between 1993 to 95. He was the Subdean Clinical Faculty of Health Science 2000 to 2003. He was the head of department between the years 2002 and 2006. He was the chairman faculty retreat and curriculum workshop committee. He was the chairman college curriculum committee. He was the dean faculty of clinical sciences between 2006 and 2010. He was the provost of the College of Health Sciences between 2010 to 2014. He was the chairman committee of provost and dean. He was the chairman board of School of Culinary Studies. He was the chairman University Board of Health. He was a member and interactive chairman of Inter-Religious Council. He was the Senate representative at Council on the Appointment and Promotion Committee. He was a two-time member of the Governing Council of the University of Illinois from 2016 to date, and many other ad hoc and statutory committees. Professor Ayodele was the chairman, catering service, catering committee. He was the secretary association of hospital consultants. Former name was, that was the former name, now MPCAM, between 1987 to 1989. He was the free man between 1994 to July 1998. He was the chairman of the Revolving Fund Scheme and other statutory attached to the position of the FEMA. We can see that our guest lecturer today is a man of many parts. Through these many assignments, he has brought many innovations over the years into medical education, especially in the areas of assessment of health, talking about hospital. He has the curriculum delivery, particularly the resuscitation of problem-based learning and the conceptualization and successful completion of the world-class clinical skill laboratory at the College of Health Sciences, University of Illinois. That happens to be the form of its kind in Nigeria, and which the sustainable leadership of the college has continued to maintain and improve on. Let's particularly to Eksu and Eksu. International assignment. He was the chairman of the West African Health Organization Regional Forum put on the Republic. He was the chairman of the local organizing committee of West African College of Physicians, international expert member of the Review Panel, College of Medicine, University of Liberia, Bologna. He's the member of our whole forum on utilization of e-learning tools in medical education. He was a member of Eksu, Regional Council of Health Professional Education. He was the Vice President of West African College of Physicians and the chairman of the Nigerian chapter between 2012 to 2016. And during this period was acting college president between 2015 to 2016. He is still the chief examiner, Faculty of Internal Medicine, West African College of Physicians from 2019 to date. And also is the president of Nigerian Architectural Society from 2016 to date. Lagos XPL Limited, 2016 to date. And is also a joint medical director, AP Crown Consultant. He belongs to a number of professional associations, NNA, Nigerian Cardiac Society, Pan-African Society of Cardiology, the Nigerian Architectural Society. Professor Montosholos was sport and was one of the chairman of Para State Chess Association. He also loves music and is the music director and organist of the Chapel of the Light Children of the Glory. He's a man of many parts. Community honor. As a humanitarian who has given back to his old town, in year 2016, he was honored with the title of Oluomo of Ijuri Ekiti. Family life, Professor Ayodele today, Omotosho is happily married to his beautiful wife, Kike Lomo Olufumilayo, named Oloke Tuyi. And they are both blessed with 3 grown-up children who are two of them are consultant physicians. So he's been able to produce himself and his children. 2 of them are consultant physicians and 1 an engineer. And he's blessed with many lovely grandchildren. At this junction, Mr. Vice Chancellor, permit me to invite to the podium our guest lecturer of today, in person of Professor Ayodele
I consider it a great honor to address this gathering as guest lecturer on this occasion of the second medical induction and oath-taking ceremony of new graduates of College of Medicine in the State University. I thank the provost and the students in the College of Education. I thank the Vice Chancellor for approving the nomination and the invitation to do this lecture. I'm particularly grateful to God because in more than one way, I've been tangentially or directly or tangentially related to the medical school of Eksu. Sometimes in 2003, where we had the rumors that the then government were going to scrap the medical school at United. I think we used to call United, but we used to call United. The late Professor Alabulu, who also was a professor, the provost here, I was my teacher, and I recognized him also for this situation, even though it was Chino's, called me to his office and told me that, or I asked, we are the question that I want to know, young medical school, next was going to be started, and that they have drafted the letter of the government, and that I should go through the letter and make our own input, which I did. I will send the letter to the then governor of the state on why the medical school should not be scrapped are making suggestions on how to run the medical school. Unfortunately, the medical school then was closed down in spite of that, and the long story of forest. After the resuscitation, another operation was when IBCN put together a group of experts to come for resource verification in this university, medical school. I found myself on that committee, or on that panel, to come for IBCN resource verification there. And after the resuscitation, I've been there all the time. One, as a member of the curriculum workshop, I was put them to fine-tune the curriculum of this current offense. I've only recently, maybe about 2 years ago, I was a member of the state visitation panel that we at Eksu, and we are also part of the current offense in University. And that is why I'm particularly happy today that all these efforts and the efforts of people that have served, that are still serving this current offense, the efforts are yielding fruit. Because of such, today's inductees are persevered and have met the mark in academics and character, and I vow certain money of their professional lives. I really rejoice them. Looking at them, many distinguished people are gathered in honor of celebrants for the vice chancellor to patiently sit in spite of the very good schedule, and also listening to him all the efforts and his passion around the person. He's here and his main purpose, medical health, registrar of the medical and dental council of Nigeria, inferior teachers and non-teachers. I especially recognize a fine group of people there present, because pillars and guidance of medical governance. I just agree with you on this momentous feat. You have been supporting in various ways. Now we are here to witness an oath-taking ceremony, a dream come true. In a sense, this is a success. I'm looking at the graduates. They saw sharp gazers and buckled belts, tall shoes and longer suits. The men are really ready for the ceremony. Solid heels and supple camisoles. I can see a lady there with a beautiful camisole. Classy dresses and powdered faces with smiles. The women are ready for the ceremony. The graduates are dressed for the occasion. So are the people in the audience who are not dressed with patterned clothes, flowery designs, detailed and printed, and delicate colors, fascinating fascinators, and edges that rise with items. I saw one there with the new style of edge. Such is the outdoor display of a new more eruption of God, stirred and salty by knowledge of medical students who have passed through the doors of medical school for a minimum of 10 years, we've been told, are now being inducted. This is an event that is both solid and jubilant. So the medical programs of today, undoubtedly, we are the focus of this historic celebration. The successful end of the world journey and the beginning of the professional career. You have defied the odds. You have scaled the colleagues and braved all to every challenge to survive the rigors of medical school. It is therefore with confidence that you are entrusted today, that you be entrusted today with the care of human life. For many of it is to be certified as a doctor, medical doctor. Even more trustworthy is the heart that affirms the oath that you will do it, the veracity that upholds truth, the diversity that spells life, the valor that seeks help. Anyone can obtain a piece of paper in the way of a certificate to account for the past 3 years of their lives. There it is to find people who will account faithfully for all the years that they live. Without a doubt, pursue it, but do not stop there. This applies not of the necessity to be printed on the curriculum material. Preserve life, promote health. To do this without exception is the insignia of integrity in medicine. That is the dignity of the doctor, and that the nobility for which he is fondly regarded. Nobility denotes difference, not just our friends. It celebrates austerity over self-prosperity. The medical profession has been described as noble. When you are found before this day, you have been highly initiated into the profession of nobility. It is because the doctor, therefore, to be guided by the principles of medical ethics, placing the patient's welfare as a professional priority. For sound character is irreplaceable, success as special talent is rare and refreshing as poesy. You are taking the oath in the presence of witnesses, affirming your social responsibility and commitment to serving society within the confines of rightfulness. Creed. Make each day count. Now is the time to mold a professional life devoid of regrets as you start the journey of a 5-star doctor. Highlighted in this short address titled Beyond the Coveted MBBS. Doctor is supposed by WHO as an ideal profile of a doctor for setting the needs of aptitudes to carry out the range of services that health settings was developed to meet the requirements of relevance, quality, cost reduction, and increasing health. The 5 sets plus 2 attributes of a 5-star doctor include 1 is a caregiver, 2 is a decision maker, 3 is a communicator, 4 is a community leader, 5 is a manager, and the other 2 is an educator, is a teacher, and is a lifelong learner. As a care provider, besides giving individual treatment, 5-star doctors must take into account the total, that is physical, mental, and social needs of the patient. We must ensure that a holistic range of treatment, both curative, preventive, or rehabilitative, will be dispensed in ways that are complementary, integrated, and continuous. I've taken a look at your curriculum, and I know that these ingredients are so embedded in your curriculum that reaches out to the community as well. And we must ensure that the treatment is of highest quality. That 5-star doctor is expected to exhibit the highest level of professionalism and ethical practice. As a decision maker, in a climate of transparency, 5-star doctors will have to take evidence-based decisions that can be justified in terms of efficacy and cost. From all the possible ways of treating a given health condition, the one that seems most appropriate in the given situation must be chosen. If a patient does not need a cesarean section, you don't have to prescribe that. If a patient does not need laparotomy or an operation, don't be one of those that will just make an incision on the skin of the abdomen and close back, all in the name of having performed an abdominal surgery in order to collect money from some patients. You are expected to be a communicator. The 5-star doctor must be an excellent communicator in order to persuade individuals, families, and the communities in their charge to adopt healthy lifestyles and become partners in the health effort. This attribute is also necessary in carrying other members of the health team along. You're also the community or a team leader, and the needs and problems of the community and the cooperation of other members of the health team are expected to be understood and managed. A 5-star doctor will therefore be a social advocate and a team player. He must lead by example, especially the health team. But to be an educator, a 5-star doctor is expected to educate patients, the public, other members of the team, and must be a lifelong learner. You have completed medical school. You already have your MBBS that will be affirmed to be. But let me quickly tell you that that degree of MBBS has a limited lifespan, because you have to remain a lifelong learner. As a matter of fact, immediately after your NYC, we expect you to register for postgraduate training in one or all colleges that are immediately available. Changes in demography, mobility, and social needs, growing expectations of patients, the demand of a humanistic approach, and many other issues are going to impact on education and quality, as well as on expectations of the medical profession. In every country, governmental policies result in changes from medicine by status to medicine by contract. Therefore, to be very relevant in the medical profession, a good doctor must continually update his knowledge and skills, both formally and informally. This he must do throughout the starting time. The MBBS degree is just the starting point. Briefly, government and process. The world as we once knew it has long changed. We need to look no further than 2020 to understand this statement for a fact. Medical textbooks are more than when this graduating set was admitted 10 years ago. I've never was also on the imagining disease that we have today. We began when we were medical students, and immediately after graduation, we did over 14 years. We had all facilities in usage that then ranked as the 4th best in the Commonwealth with the contributions of Professor Eksu and his colleagues, the first generation of practitioners, of specialists, and the life of great Professor Children and Emeritus Professor Induction and all of them. This is the sort of best in the Commonwealth. We don't have that now. Now your generation is compared to try to really test the medical way, poor financing of the private sector, as well as training facilities. Many healthcare providers have poor job satisfaction. Not many of them are. The young ones are leaving the country in groups. Medical litigation is on the rest. Doctors are really working, like I said in the book. On top of all this, there appears to be the help of mentors who are providing the needed guidance for the upcoming generation. Nigeria is particularly unique with respect to the level of professional rivalry in the health sector. There appears to be a remarkable level of animosity among the players in the health industry. And you can see that this distrust of distance is especially directed at key doctors. It is evident in the conduct and speech of some other professional models. And as a five-star doctor, we are expected to devise strategies and a leader of the team and also as a team leader, as a communicator, as an educator, we are expected to devise strategies to navigate through these and middle, through this review of activities. Of course, there are general national chest challenges for which the doctor is not immune. Security has been a legal issue in the 21st century. Errors. Nigerian Medical Association is equipped with statistics of doctors or family members who have been affected. Some of these problems are a reflection of global times. Security challenges may have a different coloration in different countries, but many parts of the world have a travel in this temporary. And how should we respond to these two challenges? Number one, stay positive. It is not all green. There are exacting opportunities for things to be taken. The world is not a global village, and you can connect better with your colleagues around the world. Information is not out of fingertips, so you can work with bigger times. Challenges exist as an opportunity for you to creatively navigate the times. There are 21st century problems, but there are also 21st century prospects. There are opportunities specifically earmarked for professionals living in sub-Saharan Africa, including scholarships to conferences and training programs. The world is in need of data from Africa, and research is another key area that you can key into. Identify mentors that can enrich and fast-track your professional and educational learning and position to learn from them. We must maximize technology. We live in a smart world. Smartphones can be operated without touching them. They can measure the length of the baby of the world now. And start your car or even your nose while your car won't start. And you are not moving for the clinic. There are apps. If you say, while walking to the hospital as in the middle of the night, smart TVs can browse the internet and download articles on your TV. Smart refrigerators and other grains and groceries. Smartphones give the owners control and comfort by allowing appliances and lights to be moved or directed through internet-enabled smartphones. Understand smart chefs are now being designed which can monitor heart rate and breathing, count the number of cells taken, and detect the amount of calories burned. With so many things being so smart, we need to question our understanding of smart and evaluate our assumption that all doctors are smart. Doctors need to maximize the technology of healthcare in a dynamic world. Let's take a look at the industry. All these global lines of business are already using technology. hospitality industry, for instance, they have kind of innovation. In the hospitality business, training will become one of Airbnb in 2008. While traditional hotels often have high costs and exclude travelers from the experience of the local community. Business model, Airbnb allows for you to lodge in the registered residence of your cost. Transportation industry has already filled the financial sector and the revolutionized. Medicine cannot be left behind. Already, smartphones can check, like I said, blood sugar, alcohol, blood gases. As a matter of fact, there's a small device now which will confine the stethoscope to the shaft of particles. That design can carry the theory, take the operation, and do what else, and you see the internal structures on the skin of that portable design that you can carry out. You can do a pre-echocardiogram, you can do donor ultrasound, and all those other things. So that's how you do your clinic. However, all of these are basic and the basic of course needs to push into the future. The expertise of one hand and innovation on the other hand. Very quickly, you must know your options. When many of the doctors guys have options, they immediately think of geographical options. Should I travel out or save out? While this is a valid question, the options available to you can send geography. May I use this opportunity to tell you that the world is a global village, and there are many places where your skill set will find relevant expression. However, for the sake of nation building, that will include Nigeria on demand of the career path. Don't be too much of a body to run out. Traveling out of the country has benefits for training and practice. For those of you who will utilize this global exposure, ensure that it finds it in your own country as you give back to the society. There are options with respect to the specialty. Medicine is interesting in that you begin by knowing something about everything, and then you end up knowing everything about something. You begin with questions, and your clinic provides answers. Your clinic then gives you for research and to raise questions from the answers you have. So, you end up where you started with questions. The question of what people focus on should take into consideration your personality, your proficiency, and preferences. I chose to be an internist because I studied myself, and I knew when I was choosing my specialty of cardiology that I would not probably work efficiently in the situation where my work was determined by others. As a surgeon, you are the medicine of the theater nurses, you are the medicine of the anesthetics, you are the medicine of the water, you are the carry the patient and so on. And I knew I didn't have that type of personality. Object that in addition to the traditional forms of medicine, there are emerging fields of medicine that will become particular in the new world. There is a great demand of connections, particularly of mind, not yet in Nigeria. Why the Nigerian market is mostly on our ground, most of the facility is already being engaged in the house. Preventive medicine is gaining dominance, and this will explain the attention now being on the sick. That's physician. Traditionally, this will be the body of the exam medicine. This will be the body of the exam medicine and family physician. But there is no certification for that medicine. And that's medical practice turns out to be. Humans will never outgrow the need for human touch. Therefore, in embracing the future, you will not describe the 8 blessed values of empathy and dedication. Above all, do no harm. Medical negligence is becoming a major problem globally. The statistics of medical negligence in the United States reveal that death from medical negligence was the 6th leading cause of mortality in the 80s. Now, it has risen significantly to the 3rd leading cause of mortality, only after cancers and cardiovascular disease. And this translates to over 400,000 deaths in America in 2019 from medical negligence. Comprehensive Nigerian data on medical negligence is scarce now. However, more doctors are now appearing before the NGCN tribunal for trial. This is not negligence. Don't find yourself in this life. If you remember to do nothing else, remember what not to do. The best doctor is not one who tries to treat everything. It is the one who knows when to refer and what not to treat. I need you to figure out a principle of medical practice in Latin, which is primum non nocere. When you translate that to English, it is above all, do no harm. Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, today indeed is a day of joy. Today, graduating students are proud of their feats and the good reason. Friends and family are gathered around of their loved ones, and they are proud of their loved ones and certificates. Teachers are proud of their contribution in success during college. So that's just a community like this. And this is to all of us in the audience. Everyone is indeed dressed for this occasion. But are you all dressed for your respective professional journeys? Hippocratic oath, sworn to by doctors, should actually be applicable to everyone. I enjoy you to all read and invite the virtues in the Hippocratic oath. Imagine the administrator, the politician, the academics, artisans, name it, all of us, even housewives. Imagine all of us doing what I was described. We have copies of the Hippocratic oath, the physical oath, written in the program. When you get to, or if you look at the first line, the statement there, apply this. Look at all the people who regard the teachers who give you regard or respect to the teachers is there. We have a commission of the university. I talk about it. And I talk about it. That is his decision from the Lord. You understand the teachers? Even if you look at the Holy Bible, under the 10 commandments, it's also the virtues are also written there. I enjoy you all once again to read and invite the virtues in the Bible. Because we reach Nigeria and indeed humanity in the better. In conclusion, I'm very young for this. As you begin your real journey into the global profession of medicine, our mission as Apostle Paul gives the Philippians. In Philippians chapter 4, you look at verse 8 and 9, what about? Where it said, and I quote, using the modern English language, You should fill your mind to those things that are good and without praise. Things that are true, things that are noble, things that are right, things that are pure, things that are lovely, and things that are honorable. Put into practice what you have learned and received from me, and listened from your teachers, both from their words and action, based on my words and my action. And the God who gives us things in which I wish you a safe professional journey and a successful learning at work. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I thank you for your attention.
Please let them space out. And for people, it's not for that all of us to come inside.
Doctors and developing medicine, they will introduce to this and that, and then we move on straight by writing the proposal for the presentation of the ND.
Contributed a lot, particularly
with the elders' introduction. It is time now for serious business, the reason we are here. Mr. Chairman, my Vice Chancellor, I take permission from you to especially and respectfully invite the Provost of the College of Medicine, Eksu, Professor J. O. Bamidele, for the presentation of the MBBS inductees.
Sir, well, my brother, these police are only standing. That's nice. The MBCN disaster, they be represented by Dr. Henry Pankay. In the name of and the authority of Senate of the State University, I present to you the following candidates whose names are listed on the appropriate pages of this program to take their professional oaths, to provide oaths and be inducted as medical doctors. Sir.
And the principal officers of the university. The protocol for today's event has been carefully established, and you permit me to stand carefully on that established protocol, so I don't break it. This morning is my privilege to be in this university for the very first time. Even though I have been in it before, I have not been to this university. And the registrar was asked to come to Gombe to vouch for the graduation exercise. So he tried to see how he can make it this place, but he couldn't make it. That is how he became lucky to be in our midst today. So as I celebrate today, myself also, I'm also celebrating that I'm in my midst for this very last occasion. You know, lots of great speeches from the Vice Chancellor, whom the provost have asked me in the next induction to bring a license for medicine, psychotherapist medicine, because he spoke like a doctor. Then again, the guest lecturer was carefully chosen. He has said everything that needed to be said on the commencement day, like this. I don't have to do any long speech again, but just to bring some messages that the registrar have asked me to allow the PC to hear. And that is, one, an assurance of a continuous supportive partnership between the MDCN and the university. And again, that the MDCN is not unaware of the good support that the state government, through the Vice Chancellor, is according the College of Medicine, as it is in this very school. And we appreciate them dearly for that. Also, we should commend the provost and his team, the crop of seasoned teachers who have gone beyond the curriculum beyond the minimum standards for the medical school. So he asked me to make sure I appreciate you. I have no doubt that the training here is super. As good in this environment, in OAU in the Navy. That's where I met Professor Oluwadia for the first time. That's why I knew him, very hard working then. And in Ondo, so if we have to wait for them to begin to put attention of all of them, we will not need to make this program will be for 2 days or more. So thank you so much for what you are doing for the council. And the council will always continue to partner with you in a supporting manner. True that the school have come to stay. We should not rest on that, because success is not a destination but a journey. A time will come where pressure will be on you for admissions. You have to start thinking now of what to do to increase the quota of your admissions. And again, to work more closely with the teachers and Christians they had it. I'm sure that they'll be able to take up these ones into their employment as fast as possible. Even though from next year, there's a transition period for placement of housemanship. It will rest on the shoulders of the MSCN to place house officers for the federal establishments, which are close to medical centers. The states and the private ones will be doing it, and by themselves, to do with that. But for the teaching hospitals, the government have put that on the shoulders of the medical council. And it will become easier for us to come for the like this. And on the same day, give the council appointment with the youth. So, however, because some of us are already employed people, and they will walk through into the appointments and find out subsequent years. I truly, with all of my heart, congratulate the university today on this great occasion. Also, the teachers have painstakingly trained these young doctors. When I entered medical school in Israel, many years ago, not so many years ago, when our close are here, but it's about 20 years now, we were like native doctors. We came from village like native doctors. Some like mechanics, some carpenters. When you put your hand to examine the patient, they will hit your hand. After you are very close, the doctor do that. But over the years, you need to learn the art of operation, percussion, and begin to enjoy the profession. That is what these teachers have done to these ones. I'm fully convinced that I've been taught. Both the character, as we say, of carrying that name of medical doctor and the science of all being a medical doctor. And I know that in your career as a doctor, you will fly very high. I see today somehow as a naming ceremony because you have come throughout the stay in this university, answering your surname, presenting your villages, your states where you come from, and your communities, and also the school. But from today, your name is going to change under this induction exercise with an addition of doctor to your name. This will also bring honor to your parents, especially the mothers, who begin to answer my doctors. After the ceremony, mothers, if anybody calls your name, and you know my doctor, don't answer them. They don't know who you are, they don't know walking away on them. So, I said it already on this occasion. Now, I will just say very shortly to the graduates that at the end of this ceremony for today, the way you made your registration for this induction, you are going to go back to check your portal, your page on the portal, and see that your licenses will be there waiting for you. But I will let you know very briefly that the license that you're going to get, the license, also the provisional certificate will stay for 2 years. Within these 2 years, we are still have got a place for housemanship so that it will not expire on you. I pray it will not expire on you. But this year has made you. But if it does, that's close to expiring, you can approach us again to revalidate it for you. Don't feel stranded, don't feel frustrated. The very that you can go ahead and continue with your career. When you do the last machine, there are forms that you're going to have to sign up. In the 4 disciplines of surgery, medicine, pediatrics, and O&G. When you have to sign up properly, it is your responsibility to bring that form back to us so you can be fully registered as medical doctor in Nigeria. Most times, some doctors have friends outside the country, even in Togo or Ghana, some in the UK, in the US, and other places. And immediately they finish the last machine, they enter the next model and travel out. Only to realize themselves after 10 years that they're not fully registered. If you have worked as a phlebotomist or other medical things for some period of time, and you now seek for the process to pass that line, and you discover that you have to pass an exam, then you do the exam and pass. The practice will ask for post-standard evidence. That's when you will know that you have made a mistake. Till today, many of them are coming back to repeat as much after 10 years. It can be frustrating. So the one does not cost us anything to bring the forms to us when we finish. You can send who your friends to us. It's on the portal, or put it on the portal and send the original copy to us. That's all you need to do. Don't be so much sorry to take the money to the UK. Again, when you are fully registered, you may seek to progress to specialize in a chosen area. People are not looking for a doctor. People are going to look for specific doctors. The women doctors, the children doctors. And you see even in medicine, you see different areas of medicine. So you seek out one of their interests. That's the benefit that you enjoy by staying this kind of time. There's not an area that we have there for specialize. And when you have done that, you return back again to the MDCM to register it as an outside qualification so you can practice with it. But in the course of your practice, I'd like you to know today that the council has 2 organs. One is the medical and dental professionals investigative panel, and the other is the medical and dental professionals tribunal. These are the panels that tries doctors when you are found wanted, issues of negligence and stuff like that. I'm not alone in the practice. Everybody is watching you, including your colleagues and the society. If you have thought that when you finish school that you need to give yourself some names, acronyms, like Dr. Kill and Cure or Kill and Sign, you know that nobody, now on your own, you're not equal to the professor, it's a lie. By the time you come back to residency or work as a medical officer or you come back anything other than you understand the gap between you and them. They have just given you a small tip of what's in medicine. Not small bit. These organs will be waiting to see you reported. And sanctions can be meted out. And this ranges for suspension to erasure from the register. Please don't be found wanting. Do your best. When you get back home today, or even at the end of this ceremony here, You have to apologize to your parents. And I know that you are promising them. Once you finish induction, life is just good. Yeah, you will get motor, you will get house. Parents is a big life. They are just about to start their life, their career in medicine. What have been done is to see whether these souls are trainable. That is the level where they are every day. And these people trainable, when they prove they are trainable, then they are qualified to come on this induction. They are in this area of medical practice. Your own health will not fail. On that note, we will proceed with the ceremony later and as the pledge, Bukati pledge. And you are going to say after me, but I will not proceed without asking the medical elders whether I should go ahead and adopt you. If they refuse, I pack my things, I go home. So, because you two, going out and allow you to become doctors. So, many of them, I go and beg them. So, medical elders start. I recognize very well Professor Marisha told me and showed me the lab they do in which is one of my doctors as an exam of becoming doctors. You know, has a very high reference for you. I'm very pleased to see you today. So I want to ask you three wise men whether I should go ahead to endorse these new graduates of the medical school. I think they do it. Okay, I like that. Thank you very much, sir. So, you will say this pledge after me. When I say I, doctor, you will put your name there. If your name is not loud enough to be heard, my gadget cannot pick it, and you have a license. Make sure you shout your name to be the loudest of all, so the gadget can pick it. I will face with the gadget, so when you say it well, you enter. If it does not enter, I will put it again, but you won't have a license. So you start something. I, doctor. Five people listen and then well. Five. You will repeat. I, doctor. Do sincerely and solemnly declare that as a registered medical or dental professional of Nigeria, I shall exercise the several parts of my profession to the best of my knowledge and ability, for the good, safety, and welfare of all persons committing themselves to my care and attention, and that I will faithfully obey the rules and regulations of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria and all other laws that are made for the control of medical and dental professions in Nigeria. Therefore, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity, the health and well-being of my patients will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patients. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit consideration of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, social affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patients. I will respect the secrets, like another in me, even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of health. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. So help me. Call your name one by one. We will file out to collect some books.
Hi, Dr. Ashwadi, hereby affirm the claim I just made.
Aziz Abdulrahim.
I, Dr. Aziz Abdulrahim, hereby affirm to pledge endorsement.
Babatunde Daniel Oluwatobi.
I, Dr. Babatunde Daniel Oluwatobi, hereby affirm to pledge endorsement.
Ọ̀tẹ́lẹ̀wálé Joshua Ọlábọ̀dé.
Joshua Olabode, hereby affirm to pledge endorsement.
Hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
Owó ọmọ Olúmídé Ayọ̀délé ó ní lóye ní Olúwa Jésù.
I, Dr. Olumide, hereby affirm to the pledge endorsement.
I, Dr. hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Olawale Ayo, hereby affirm to pledge against me.
I, Dr. Abe Akitune, hereby account to the whole endorsement.
I, Dr. Adekola Toluwani Victory, hereby account to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Adeomi Ifeoluwa, hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
Dr. Akuyede Okoyemi Olaoluwa, hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Akobola Family George, hereby affirm to the oath I just made.
I, Ademo Fatai Damdele, hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Ifaleba Ibami, hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Damnala Alabi, hereby account to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Farid Babatunde, hereby account to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Fadili Mutumayo Stella, hereby affirm to the oath I just made.
I, Dr. Jagade Oladokoyo, hereby affirm to the oath I just made.
Hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Oba Akele, hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Eksu Olajide, hereby affirm to the pledge I just made. I, Dr. Kuka Onwalakunle, hereby affirm to the oath I just made.
I, Dr. Oluwatobi Olajumoke, hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Shobankeli Zerudube, hereby affirm to the pledge that I just made.
I, Dr. Ajibola Toluwani, hereby affirm to the whole I just made.
I, Dr. Oluwole Marcus Tosin, hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
I, Dr. Adidayo Israel Shaw, hereby affirm to the pledge I just made.
But don't let the children of God hear this. They are learning people, but we are noble people. It is the profession, the only one that has direct relevance to human life. So we want to see how we will abide by these traditions. One of the traditions that we're going to carry out now, that is the 3 traditional vows. We are going to vow, I know as I call for each of them. Today will be taken by the VC, presenting the governor of the state. Because they are giving you an enabling environment to study medicine. When I entered this university, I was so surprised. It's a university just like this. It is too much. Many other places you can't get it. So they're going to give a very good bow to the governor. I will plead with the VC to stand to take the bow. And until the VC says he is satisfied and he's here smiling, he will not stand up, he will remain there. You understand? So, this is sir. Can you please stand as you take the power from them? Authorities of the school. Remain there, remain there. I can't see his feet. I can't see his feet. I've never bad words with that sister. Okay, you may rise. College to take it. You know, all the teachers of medicine in this place, they try to teach you, you're so stiff, you know, you're not tired of it, but they continue to see that they don't teach you. No matter how bad you do it. When you are on the way, they go back and start reading. Sometimes the exams you don't know, you can see your handwriting very poor. But they still manage that this time, just like one time. So make sure you do a good bow, because I'm going to have a meeting again with him today before I go. If he says this one didn't bow well, I will move your name again. So for all your teachers, you know, that put from the basics, you know, to the clinicals, give them a good bow. You are not bowing, you are coming, you are not bowing, you are coming. Are you satisfied with the purpose? Okay, you may rise. Now, the final one is your parents and guardians. All the lies you told them, they know. Face them, please, face them. All the lies you told them, they know. You said you are going to buy hospital to preach in the class. They know, they still paid you, get you the money. You know that there are very calculations for biology. They gave me the money, they know that they lied. In my own time, I was so, you know, I don't know how to put myself rude or ignorant. My father was wearing only one cloth throughout my year in university. And I was laughing at him, that you are listening also. Change this cloth now. And he just laughed, he don't laugh. I didn't know what it meant, but now I'm also learning to laugh, now. So the some of those things for their sake, to see you through. Pray. Went from church to church. So that you succeed. So for that commitment, for their prayers, for the financial support, and moral support, give your parents a very good bow. And then while you are, please rise. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the newest doctors in law. Congratulations.
So much joy. So on behalf of the Nigerian Medical Association of the State Branch and our national president and by extension, all medical doctors in Nigeria receive this set of fresh doctors as new members of our noble profession upon the successful completion of your medical training. Can you please clap yourself? The battle has been long drawn. You have paid diligently the price to be big as an intelligent, proficient, and capable Hippocratic colleagues. The journey has been made possible by the combined effort of your distinguished lecturers, your parents, and the enormous contributions of this great citadel of learning, the State University, and the outstanding massive support of the state government under the pragmatic, progressive, and visionary support of our father, the governor of the state, His Excellency Dr. John Kayode Fayemi. I must reiterate that we are glad as a professional organization that the actualization of the final approval of the Eksu College of Medicine by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria was made possible by the robust backing of this university, His Excellency, and his government upon his resumption at office for the second time. And this university, the Senate and the Governing Council, had made this possible. We in NMA Ekiti State especially pay glowing tributes and congratulations to all that made it possible. That Ekiti State has and can now achieve successful medical education and training at both undergraduate and postgraduate level is a good news to celebrate. And we are grateful that this is happening in our time. This great feat definitely gladdens the heart of our medical elders with whom I've interacted, who labor to train other students outside the shores of the States for so many years ago. And also for some of us who had to travel outside the States some years ago in the quest for medical training. We are happy that now in the State, we now train and produce doctors within the state. Can we appreciate the State? This is a great feat and must be sustained by this university and the state government. We beckon on you to please ensure this. To the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, we say thank you for the monitoring role to ensure that this feat is achieved today. We call on you for more support to get all other approvals needed for more training in this university in place while maintaining the acceptable standard. I want to salute and congratulate all the respected teachers, senior colleagues, and other Hippocratic fellows who made the training possible both at the Ekiti State members at the Eksu College of Medicine and the teaching hospital. I'm proud of you all and I congratulate you all. To the new medical colleagues, I charge you to practice this noble profession with dignity and honor, while passionately caring for your patients. Endeavor to always do the needful as much as your skills allow you within the ambit of the MDCN regulation. Give honor and due respect to your teachers and senior always. Protect the interests of your colleagues and juniors. Contribute your quotas to the profession by contributing to the training of medical students coming behind you. Please do all in your capacity to observe the dictates of the physician pledge and ensure you do not bring upon yourself the wrath of the extant rules of MDCN and our tribunal by committing any professional misconduct. The time for you to begin to reap the fruits of your efforts now. Please remember to pay back your parents with good deeds. My prayer is that may you live long to continue to reap the fruits of this labor in this noble profession in Jesus' name. Congratulations to you all once again. Long live the Prime Minister of Nigeria, long live the state government, long live the State University and the College of Medicine, long live NMA and all our members. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, as I also convey the message of the National President of all doctors in Nigeria to you. And we have a special package that, with your permission, we'll just call their name just to give them. And can I go ahead, sir? Just under 5 minutes. And in doing that, Assis Abdulwahid Okoyemi, Babatunde Daniel Oluwatobi, Oderinwale Joshua Olabode, Ojo Blessing Mayowa, Olatunji Olubukola Christiana, Owo Tomo Olumide Ayodele, Oyinloye Oyinloluwa Grace, Olanrewaju Temitayo Ayo, Abe Akintunde Elitayo, Adekola Toluwani Victoria, Adewumi Ifeoluwa Adebayo, Akinyede Okoyemi Olaoluwa, Akomolafe Dele George, Alade Shuru Tolulope Adeola, Adedayo Isaac Ayomide, Adeyemo Fatai Bamidele, Chris Falego Ayobami Ken, Alabi Damilola, Fari Kelvin Babatunde, Fadeni Motorayo Stella, Jegede Oladotun Ayotunde, Ogunbiyi Tolulope Ebenezer, Okesiji Olubola Adeboyin, Okoa Kenneth Kelechi, Egbeyemi Faith Olajide Koka Oyewale, Oluwatoki Olajumoke, Sobanke Elizabeth, Ajibola Tolulope, Oluwole Marcus Tosi, Osho Adedayo. So, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Let's put our hands together for him. Dr. Koka Oyewale, the best graduating student, to give his speech.
Permit me to stand on the simple protocol because of our time. Thank you very much, sir. First and foremost, on behalf of my colleagues and my humble self, I express my profound gratitude to God Almighty, the giver of life, for making this day a reality. I want to thank the Governor of the state, His Excellency Dr. John Harry Bayemi, CON, for his love and operational support towards the State University College of Medicine. I also want to thank the Governing Council and management of the State University, past and present provost of the State University College of Medicine, Eksu, for their various relentless efforts, which culminated in full accreditation of Eksu for 5 years by Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, MDCN. I want to say I received grace for favor from God. To God be all the glory and honor. I don't have enough words to express my gratitude for the opportunity to address you on this special day. Being up here is a joy I wouldn't have dared to dream. Thank you so much. I want to thank my family, especially my mother and my beautiful wife, loved ones who came from different states and other well-wishers who left their jobs to celebrate with me, and also family and friends of other inductees. I want to thank my roommates, friends, and my teachers, without any of whom I wouldn't be where I am today. And I wouldn't have the privilege to represent the class as the valedictorian. You all made it possible. As Hippocrates stated, whenever the heart of medicine is loved, there is also a love for humanity. I am sure that all of us are truly connected through this school. Our choice of medicine wasn't an accident. I think that medicine is nothing without love for humanity. Today, we are joining a new profession, a profession as doctors. From now on, it will be a central part of who we are, and over time, the most important part of our lives. I decided to become a doctor early in life when I usually followed my mother to her workplace, observing nurses and community extension workers, vaccinating underprivileged children, and also observing doctors and nurses living in my father's house. I was sure that my future profession would be connected to the field of medicine. Throughout the years in my senior secondary school, I studied hard, thanks to my mother who always supported my interest with the provision of different groups. When the time came to choose, I chose medicine, but I was denied admission twice. Thereafter, I studied a related course, and on completion, we applied for medicine. After we gained admission, the process of registration was thorough. We spent our first year in Faculty of Science, where we studied physics, chemistry, biology, and general studies, PhD. And we were reading as if someone is pursuing us, having in mind that once you fail one of the core courses, you are automatically out of the College of Medicine. We strive hard, and we moved. All thanks to God and our teachers. Our preclinical years started with new experiences and learning myriads of new terminologies in anatomy, physiology, and medical biochemistry that bogs our mind. In retrospect, these courses are now the ABC of our lingua franca. After we passed our first MBBS professional exams, then we moved, thanks to God and our teachers. During our various posting in Faculty of Basic Clinical Sciences, we were faced with almighty pathology and clinical pharmacology. The fear of pathology is the beginning of wisdom. Attending lectures from morning to evening, laboratory works, and writing exams, 4 papers, anatomy pathology, chemical pathology, medical microbiology, and hematology and blood transfusion, same day. In clinical pharmacology, numerous drugs, know the groups, mode of actions, indications, contraindications, dosage, and side effects. We passed and moved, thanks to our wonderful teachers. The clinical years passed with minors of lectures, calls, logbook, clerking, standing for long hours in ward run, and clinic, and grand rounds in most compulsory to attend. 2 weeks to our final end of posting exams, COVID-19 pandemic came, and the university management announced closure of the school in order to curtail the spread of the virus. We are reading and praying ceaselessly for resumption as we are in our 9th, 10th, and 11th years respectively, because our class is a mission of 3 sets. All thanks to God, the university management, our provost, Professor James Bambili, and members of staff of the college, that made it possible for us to write our final MBBS professional examination in medicine, surgery, and community medicine. It is a major honor to have been a student within these walls. We gain more than just knowledge. We overcame our doubts and fears. We have made a considerable stride into our future endeavor to become good doctors. Once again, I want to thank you all who gathered here today. It is a tremendous joy to see you and to share with you this marvelous moment. In conclusion, I want to remind you never to stop learning and never to forget that medicine is an art practiced by doctors. We bring to people not only technology, but also our humanity and caring. Congratulations. Thank you. Dr. Kota, valedictorian, 2019-2026. Thank you.
The Eksu Alumni Association, congratulations on your induction into medical profession today. It is with great pleasure that I welcome each of you to this alumni body. It is my honor to stand before you today to share this special induction ceremony with you. Our great Dr. As you close this period of your life and begin your new journey, I believe that Eksu has taught you, empowered you with knowledge and skills to make your dreams come true. To quote Linda Street, the future is not something we enter, the future is something we create. And it is true that you created your own future by attending the Expo and to hand your MBBS degree. I hope that as you leave Expo today, you take with you many loving memories of time spent here. The school has been your second home and even sometimes first home for this past few years, as well as the place you choose to achieve your academic goals because of you have made various courses, MBBS exams, and turned them into receiving your grades. It is also a place for me in the past as a student. Now I am the alumni president. ESCOM not only is an exceptional college of medicine, but is a college where the faculty members know you by name and you make new friendship forever. When we look at the world we live in today, it is not easy to find a good investment. I mean a lifetime investment. You make the best decision to invest in you and the degree that you take with you today. And it's one of the best human capital investments that you ever make. On behalf of ESCOM Alumni Association, congratulations, Simon Fortis. I wish you all the best in your induction, and I hope to meet you, many of you, in future alumni events. Thank you very much, Dr. Congratulations on the ESCOM Alumni
of today. I'm happy to hear that I share the same birthday with you on 22nd of January. Thank you for the wonderful lecture. The Medical Council Registrar is Steve, all lecturers and trainers, the proud parents and guardians, the inductees of today, without whom we would not have been here. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, congratulations and felicitations to the inductees and my professional colleagues, the parents, the guardians, the lecturers and all trainers, relatives, spouses, acquaintances, and all well-wishers. I wholeheartedly share with you the joy of this day. It is not a day's joy, but by the grace of God, a lifetime joy. And it's a culmination of the toiling of many years. I thank God for you all, because all is well that has ended well. The hospital remains an integral and an important part of the training that mold our students to become doctors. Without the teaching hospital, the training will not be complete, and you wouldn't become qualified professionals. The last 3 years, the clinical years, take place in the teaching hospital, and the hospital will continue to be vital in the training, and we continue to give all the support necessary. To our young professional colleagues, note that the training continues. You are graduating today, but training, formally and informally, continue. Next is the housemanship, a time to understand more and acquire hands-on training and be confidently proficient in many of the basic techniques of medical practice. I advise you to seek to pursue and acquire specialist training subsequently. Keep updating yourself, keep updating your knowledge, because you are international professionals and must keep pace with global trends. Please adhere to the oath. You have responsibility to God, you have responsibility to your patients and clients, as well as to your teachers and colleagues. Practice with conscience and as a service to God and humanity. Learn to be a team player. You have been well trained and equipped to work and understand many aspects of medical practice. You are also sufficiently trained to give direction and lead. But this carries with it a lot of responsibilities. A word about the internship. Actually, I had the Vice Chancellor's appeal, but a letter may not even be necessary. We have intentionally delayed our interview and advertisement until we have them inducted. And we met yesterday evening because we held a reception for them. And they have been informed that once they leave this place today, they can begin to feel fun. And it is so that this girls will increase your loyalty and cooperation and dedication to duty. We see your employment as house officers as a very necessary part of the training, and we are committed to doing just that, in spite of all our daunting challenges. I want to also acknowledge and thank my colleague and friend, Professor Poli Agay, at the Federal Teaching Hospital in Eksu. We work together to take care of most of the members of the first set. The head management board is also there, and we will continue to do just the same thing, even with the subsequent sets. I need also to appreciate the NTCN for their efforts and the various accreditation visitations which culminated into what we are doing today. That in itself has brought improvement to the college and the teaching hospital. Parents, we pray that you will live long to witness greater accomplishments of your works. You will also live to reap the fruits of your labor. our teachers and trainers, you will continue to be relevant in the training of many more generations of professionals and continue the training and mentoring of our younger colleagues. As you go, I commend you to the hands of God Almighty and Jesus Christ, His Son, Himself, the greatest physician. God bless you.
We were not on the program, but Upward Multi-System Hospital is the younger of the teaching hospitals attract universities in this state. But it is the third self-became teaching, I believe, because of our association with Upward. But that is history. All I want to do is to congratulate the new graduates. I wish them well on behalf of our hospital. We look forward to cooperating with them. We believe that we are gathering and we are developing one of the very best teaching hospitals in this country, if not in the world. And you'll be welcome to use our services either for yourself by way of training or for your students by way of investigations and observations. You will be very welcome. I want to thank the organizers for the opportunity they've given me to talk. And I want to thank the university for the opportunity of being the person to put in the first few bricks on top of one another that started the medical school. I saw some of the names on the list. I still recognize them. I remember seeing them as young people coming into the place. I'm sorry that it has taken so long for you to finish, but the journey of starting medicine has finally started today, and I wish you well. I also thank God for the honor He has done me for me to be on my feet. The last time I was introduced into a gathering of this size, maybe a little bit smaller, of doctors who are working for the CBN as consultants and practitioners. I came in late, this was in Ibadan, and it turns out that all the hall was filled. This was before the days of COVID. So I sat at the back, and when everybody was introducing themselves, it came to my turn. The last was one person, and I stood up and I said, "My name is Folaison," and everybody turned back. As if to say, "Is the man still alive?" That's why I give thanks to God. I am, as the introducer said, lucky also to be I think, because I don't think anybody will be wise enough to commit the teaching hospital to an 81-year-old. But I want to thank the university here for the opportunity that I now have to serve Upward, because I was supposed to stay an additional 2 years here, but by the workings of things in this country, I got a letter which was a copy. My original has still not come, which very carefully disengaged me from here. Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Chancellor and Mr. Registrar. Once again, graduates, colleagues, you are welcome, and I wish you well. To the parents, I want to appreciate your sincerity, your tenacity in helping these young ones graduate. Many will have been frustrated and will have given up or convinced their children to go and do something else. I am sure that you will not regret the fact that you stayed on. You have a wonderful school here, not because I was able to contribute to it, but I know that the university, if it is State University, stands for the best, and I'm sure that your children will be bright to all of you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Introduction that you made, my Vice Chancellor, and standing on it, I just want to thank and recognize the deans of faculties who are here present in good numbers, led by the Chairman Committee of Deans and Dean Faculty of Art, Professor Abdurrahim. Please rise for recognition. Let's put your hands together for the deans of the University of Faculties. I recognize all the professors here present and all of us who are here. My Vice Chancellor, before I call on the person who will make the vote of thanks, there are special announcements. For the cocktail arrangement after we finish here, my Vice Chancellor, the foyer will entertain the council members who are here present. We made arrangement for them. The principal officers of the university will also join them. The induction lecturer, Professor A.B.O. Omotoshwa, his beautiful wife, will join us. All the provosts of the university, the deans and directors of the university will also.
Because as my colleagues they will observe, we have stayed there longer than even on Thursday when we had the convocation. And I want to assure you that next time we'll find a way of doing some moderation. I will apologize to Baba. In absentia represent, I think it was an oversight. Baba Adinka Folayan, I think he has left. We are very sorry, so let us to thank Baba too.
I want to invite Professor Eho Ajayi, who is the Chairman College Ceremonies Committee, to do the vote of thanks now.
The provost and the entire staff of the College of Medicine, Ekiti State University, we want to thank you for giving us the enabling environment for us to graduate the second set of our students and to make everything possible for us, even when everything seems to be going the other way. Your support, your friendship to the college, we want to thank you for this and that of your management. We want to thank our guest lecturer of today, Professor of Professors, who have mentored so many, including my very self here. He is my mentor, and he has mentored so many of us here. And I want to thank our medical elders here, from our Baba to Professor Juago and Professor Dr. Odunayo. We want to thank you for coming up here to grace the occasion. I sincerely want to thank all our parents who have turned up to celebrate with us today the joy of the year running from over 10 years. We want to thank you for persevering, even when things seems to be not moving. You supported us in cash and in kind. We want to say thank you for supporting us in the college. And may Lord continue to bless you abundantly in the name of Jesus. To our newest doctors in the world, we want to say thank you for accepting us to teach you. Because many left along the line, but you stayed behind to be taught, and we are very grateful for allowing us to teach you as your teachers. And we want to, as you are going, today you are opening a new chapter in your life. This is only one life event. You will never take another one for this same level. And so when you go, know where you are coming from. And we pray that you will represent us well. And for all our visitors again, we want to say thank you for coming. God bless you as you return to your destinations. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.